All right, we have to talk about the absolute insane raids that took place last week, and these are by far the biggest raids that have happened across the country yet in terms of ICE and this mass deportation campaign that the Trump administration has promised. So first, we're going to talk about just a general overview of that raid. There were over 360 arrests. Even someone died, and we had a disabled veteran that was detained by ICE for more than 3 days, and so we had a court step in and block this, and the Trump administration is just trying to lift that block, and we're going to go over that too. So anyways, let's start with the overview. This is from AP. A chaotic raid, 360 arrests, and a tragic death. What happened at California's Glass House Farms? Federal authorities now say they arrested more than 360 people at two Southern California marijuana farms last week, characterizing the raids as one of the largest operations since President Donald Trump took office in January. One farm worker died after falling from a greenhouse roof during the chaotic raids on Thursday, after the Department of Homeland Security executed criminal search warrants at Glass House Farm facilities in Camarillo and Carpinteria, northwest of Los Angeles. A federal judge on Friday ordered the Trump administration to halt indiscriminate immigration stops and arrests in 7 California counties, including Los Angeles. On Monday, the Justice Department appealed, calling the order indefensible on every level. So, you know what's indefensible on every level? Literally raiding towns across Southern California, across the entire United States. I'm seeing videos on my timeline now every single day of just armored ICE agents, National Guard, just marching down the streets, like fully armored up, assault rifles and military gear, like 50 of them just roaming the streets. This is happening all over the country. This is crazy. This should not be happening in what is supposed to be the #1 democracy in the world, the freest country in the world. This is insane. And now we finally had someone die. And believe me when I say this, this is just the beginning. This is just them slowly turning up the degrees in the water that we are sitting in. And it is going to go, and it's definitely not going to wind down. This is going to escalate. And we are going to see bigger and bigger raids. And it's just going to become normal. It's like when the Marines and the National Guard were deployed in LA. It's like, it's just this one block in LA. We're trying to keep the peace. And now we're seeing Marines and National Guard in California assisting in these raids. A raid we covered last week, I'm not sure if it was related to this. They had like armored vehicles, helicopters, and all this landing in the fields of these farmers. It's insane. It's dystopian. It's shit they tell you happens in China. It's shit that happens in Russia. It's like, what are we doing as a country here? What are we doing? 360 people have been arrested and someone died. During the raid on the Camarillo site, crowds gathered seeking information about their relatives and to protest immigration enforcement. Authorities clad in military-style helmets and uniforms faced off with demonstrators, and people ultimately retreated amid acrid green and white billowing smoke. The company said it later expanded, buying another facility. So this is Glass House Brands, the company that owns these farms. So the company said it later expanded, buying another facility in Ventura County community of Camarillo that included 6 tomato and cucumber growing greenhouses. Glass House converted 2 of them to grow cannabis, according to the company's websites. Relatives of workers at the Camarillo site said tomatoes are still grown at this location in addition to cannabis. So, and the story we're going to cover in the next video today, be on the lookout for that. We just put an additional 17% tariff on Mexican tomatoes on top of the 30% just baseline tariff we already had. And we're over here, and this is under the guise to boost domestic tomato production because it has been going down. You can see there's a clear decline. It's like, all right, okay. And then you go and raid these sites where they're also growing tomatoes, and you're raiding farms all over that probably also grow tomatoes. And we're sitting here. Okay, I'll cover all that in the next video. Anyways, Arrest numbers keep rising. The government said 4 of the 361 arrested had prior criminal records, including convictions for rape and kidnapping. Right there shows you just how many violent immigrants there are in a perfect percentage. So 4 of 361 people arrested were actual criminals, were actual violent, dangerous criminals that should be arrested. And if we had, not a giant fucking military style raid and they went in more strategically and arrested 4 people and they all had criminal records for this, I'd be like, I probably wouldn't even be making a video. It would be like, okay, good, that's your job. But only 4 of 361. What was that, like 1-2%? Unbelievable. One death reported from the raids. A farm worker who fell from a greenhouse roof during the raid at the farm in Camarillo died Saturday of his injuries. Jamie Alanis, 57, is the first known fatality during one of the Trump administration's ongoing enforcement operations. Yasina Duran, Alanis, and I'm sorry if I'm Alanis, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I apologize. Their niece confirmed his death to the Associated Press. He worked at the farm for 10 years. 10 years. Why was the business raided? The government says it is investigating potential child labor, human trafficking, and other abuse. Initially, DHS said 10 immigrant children were on the property. They later increased that number to 14. Authorities declined to share the warrant for the operation. Shocking. The administration has released no additional information about the children, including their ages and what they were doing on the property when authorities arrived. DHS has not provided details to back up its claim of possible tracking or other abuse, and the company has not been charged with anything. So, what can we obtain from this? DHS lied. They just straight up lied, and that's their excuse. They probably didn't even have a warrant, and hence why they didn't share it. All these ICE raids we're hearing about are warrantless. The California Department of Cannabis Control conducted a site visit in May 2025 and observed no minors on the premises, a spokesperson said. After receiving a subsequent complaint, the state opened an investigation to ensure full compliance with state law. So there you have it. They were already investigated just 2 months ago, and they were all clear. U.S. citizens were among those arrested. 4 U.S. citizens were arrested during the raids for allegedly assaulting or resisting officers, according to DHS, and authorities were offering $50,000 for reward information leading to the arrest of a person suspected at firing a gun at federal agents. The region prepares for more raids. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is now proposing to provide cash assistance to residents too scared to leave their homes to go to work. The plan comes as a part of a sweeping executive order the mayor signed the day after the Camarillo raid that instructs Los Angeles officials to bolster their protocols and training to prepare for federal immigration activity occurring on city property. I hope that those instructions and protocols involve literally refusing them access, refusing them services, actually standing on the side of the people in your city instead of these fucking Gestapo ICE thugs. The monetary relief will not come from the city funds, but from philanthropic partners, officials said. So that's important. It is not coming from your taxes. So Republicans, calm down and don't fucking shit yourselves, all right? Next, during that raid, a disabled veteran, a U.S. citizen, released without charges after taken during the Camarillo raid. Get this, okay? A disabled U.S. Army veteran who was detained during last week's immigration raid in Ventura County has been released without charges. The United Farm Workers Union says 25-year-old George Retes, a U.S. citizen, was released Sunday night after spending more than 3 days in federal custody. Retes works as a security guard at Glasshouse Farms in Camarillo, a cannabis farm where the raid took place Thursday. His wife and sister told Eyewitness News they saw him in Air 7 footage trying to leave the scene in his white vehicle as tensions escalated between federal agents and protesters. So he's like, hey dog, this is escalating. I don't want anything to do I don't want anything to do with this. I'm gonna skedaddle, okay? And they say agents broke his car window, pepper sprayed, and detained him. His family was unable to find him or get in touch with him for days. I watched a video of I think it was his sister, and she was just sobbing because she was up all night, all morning, all day trying to contact federal law enforcement, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and they could not find out where they took this guy. A person who is a U.S. citizen and a Army vet. Like, if he's not safe, no one's safe. 3 days. 3 days. It was like, oh, sorry, like a 10-minute thing. No, they smashed up his car, pepper sprayed him, and locked him up for 3 days. Insane. Trump administration asked appeals court to lift restrictions on Southern California immigration raids. The Trump administration asked an appeals court on Monday to immediately allow immigration agents to resume unfettered raids across Southern California, arguing that federal judges' orders barring unconstitutional stops and arrests is akin to a straitjacket on its operations. Good, as it should be. You just raided 2 farms, arrested 360 people. 4 of them were criminals. I doubt the other 300 and 56 of them were then released from custody. They were probably immediately brought up on deportation charges for whatever. And of course, you need to stop. Someone just died because you guys go rolling in like you're invading a small fucking town. It's insane. I just can't believe what we are witnessing. The order granted Friday night by U.S. District Judge, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, is inflicting irreparable harm by preventing the executive from ensuring that immigration laws are enforced. Department of Justice lawyers wrote in a motion asking for emergency stay. These harms will be compounded the longer the injunction is in place. What do you mean irreparable harm? What do you mean? You guys are the only ones going out and harming people. You are the harm. You are the criminals. You are the terrorists. What the hell? You guys are the gangsters. Let's be real here. Jesus Christ. You don't have to take my word for it. Just go watch videos of this shit happening and tell me this is okay. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem correctly referred to Frimpong, the judge, that I wouldn't pronounce the full name earlier because I would just mess it up. Anyways, Kristi Noem incorrectly referred to them as a man when responding to the order during a news conference Saturday, saying of the judge's order, he's an idiot. This judge is a female, by the way. Just shows you Kristi Noem calling someone an idiot and they can't even get their gender right. We have all the right in the world to go out on the streets and go and to uphold the law and to do what we're going to do. So none of our operations are going to change, Noem said. We're going to appeal it and we're going to win. She's probably right. They probably are going to win because, fuck immigrants, am I right? In addition to blocking roving patrols, the judge also ordered the Department of Homeland Security to open part of its detention facility in downtown LA to attorneys and legal aid groups. It's crazy that this has to be ordered by a judge and this just isn't a thing because, they don't care about due process or habeas corpus. In fact, this is the same idiots who was like, yeah, what did she say when testifying before Congress? She's like, yeah, Lincoln used habeas corpus to deport people or something like that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What you are literally an idiot. You are the idiot. You're the one that you look like a man. What are we talking about? I can't. This is fascist shit. And I don't know how to get that through to you because we know that immigrants are not the reason we have high crime rates. Every study in the world shows that immigrants commit significantly less crimes, both undocumented and documented, than U.S.-born citizens. They contribute a lot to our economy. They are not taking your jobs. They are not lowering your wages, as many like to claim. The thing that's lowering your wages are the corporate lobbies and the corporations and the billionaires fighting so that the minimum wage that hasn't been increased in 20 years stays at $7.25. Okay, when we raise that to a living wage, then we can talk about the lowering of wage by immigrants issue, okay? Then we can start cracking down, and not on the immigrants themselves, on the businesses that, try to do this to avoid paying a living wage. Right now, it's a moot point because federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Anyways, every study will tell you what I just told you. They bring in massive tax revenue. They lower crime statistically when they move into an area. Everything they are telling you is a lie. And it is just too fucking, it's literally just all race. It's all race. What else do you want me to tell you? If you find me a study that actually shows that immigration is bad for this country, go ahead. It's why they will let in white South Afrikaners, but get rid of people from Afghanistan, Haiti, Mexico, anywhere where you're brown. Get out. Get out. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.